Thanks to all of you for your presence today, for supporting, for making this Sunday gathering possible. Thanks to today's guest. This is how we build our community. Let's remember, this is probably one of the most important meetings every week after our morning class, after the work with our tents. Open your cameras as much as possible and share the word. We are here gathering. Please call your friends. But first, let's hear the opening intention. Please, John Kay, go ahead. Opening
Thanks,
intention.
John. Thank you. Here we go. One cannot raise oneself above one's circle. Hence, one must suck from one's environment. And one has no other counsel except through much work in Torah. Therefore, if one chooses for oneself a good environment, one saves time and efforts, since one is drawn according to one's environment, taken from Bala HaSalam, raising oneself. Line, friends. John.
Lahaim, John. Thank you, Lahaim, friends. Everyone, today we have our Arvut team. They bring a very important project to our attention, and they will give us all the update. For that, we will have Gil and Haim. Please go ahead, friends, and after that, we will have the practical work with our tents. But first, Gil and Haim speaking about the grouping campaign. Go ahead, please, friends.
Go ahead, Haim.
Yeah, right. So we want to talk, Gil here and I want to talk about a special project that we've already spoken to you about. Wait, I want you guys to see Gil as well. Can you guys focus on us? That would be better. So I think you've all heard about the grouping project, which is basically creating local communities, because we know that there's a big emphasis now, since basically before the May Congress, on the importance of physical gatherings in addition to the tents. We know that it's been working very well in Russian, and we've all felt the impact of physical gatherings in May, at the May Congress. And now we want to allow friends to feel that on a regular basis. Meaning what? That they'll be able to meet on a regular basis, ideally once a week, but if not, because the community is more spread out, then once in 2 weeks, once a month, maybe even just a regional community that meets every 3 months or so, if there aren't enough people. And to do that, we've already sent out a survey, or a form actually, that many of you guys filled out, giving us basic information, which allows us to locate you without exposing your home address, like where you live, using the zip code instead. You remember, we talked about it at the May Congress. So there are two things about it. One is that not everyone filled the form. There could be many more friends. And the result is that the communities are not as large as they could be, and some of you guys may not be related to a community, which is a big loss on your part. So we are going to send out a new form so that the guys who haven't registered can register. For those who have registered, we will send just a correction form for the privacy policy, something that allows us to share your basic information with the rest of the people in the form, so that you guys can all communicate with one another. It will not share your address. It will share only your name and number and email. But you'll need to click yes in order for us to be able to do it.
Maybe beforehand,
Yeah. just
Okay.
um before we advance, we did create a map with the big help of Beth Shillington and her team. They created it. We're going to show it. But maybe beforehand we're going to read. We're going to hear some of the benefits.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of a zoom out. Why are we doing it? Why BB is doing it? Why are we developing now the regional local connection? As we all know, we were based in groups, and yesterday Chaim and I saw the video of the dismantling or closing down of the Toronto Old Center. Was very emotional seeing Igal explaining what we did in each room and the functionality of the center and all that. Very beautiful. And so we were all over the world. And then came COVID. We closed all our centers. We stopped gathering, and moving back to study post the COVID, we slowly moved back to some situation that we understand we need to get together. But most of us are very comfortable in the virtual world, right? But now we identify, after all those years in the virtual, and again on the working as much as we can where we can with the physical, that definitely, and this is the instructions from management, that definitely for our spiritual development, it is important that physical gathering. Okay, we can acquire a lot of knowledge virtually, but if we are not in some remote place that there's no one around us, right? If there are people around us, the physical gathering, the physical contact, being together and studying and sharing is very important for our development, for our spiritual development. Again, if someone lives in some place there at the end of Alaska, most likely won't have many people around. If they're lucky, they have bears around, but so the chance of them meeting physically with someone would be on more random situations. But if we are, let's say we're all in an area where there's a lot of students in the area, yeah, like we saw even in Seattle or Vancouver, or in on the East Coast there, we saw many.
We have New York and Florida and all the friends.
No, even further down. No, down from Jersey.
Jersey,
Yes.
Carolina.
Carolina, we see in Carolina a lot of friends, right? So by being able to connect with friends in your area, it's definitely beneficial for our spiritual development. And this is where we embark now on this project, and it's worldwide. Today I saw photos of the friends in Buenos Aires, how they got together. They didn't even realize there's so many of them that are studying, between the new guys, max students, veteran students that are CABU graduates that are based in Buenos Aires, and they met like 14 people yesterday. And so all over the world, those gatherings are happening. And we want to also give the friends that chance of meeting together with other friends. And this is the basis for this project. And we're really grateful for Beth and the team that picked up the glove and ran with it. And so we can really benefit from that. It just requires our collaboration and participation in it.
It's really a huge project. When I looked at what they did, I was thinking, first of all, that only a woman could lead such a team, with all the details and all the things you need to take care of simultaneously, to worry about this and about that. And man, we wouldn't find our heads and feet there. We'd be lost. So we're grateful really to Beth and her team. And we wanted to, there are communities that are already operates, and they do it beautifully in the NA CLE, and we wanted to get some impressions from them. So why don't we hear Roberta from New York to tell us what it's like to have a community? And then
Thanks,
we'll hear
friends.
Mark from Florida, Carl from Florida.
Thank you, friends. I'm glad to go first. I'm so excited. You know, of course, the ego kicks in. You know, you say, do I really want to go? It's the weekend. It's a long ride. And, you know, especially me speaking, I say, I have to go yesterday. And what a blessing it was. We met in New York in the Brooklyn group last week. We had about 20, 25 friends that came from Philadelphia. We had students from Mac. We had, you know, friends from Cab and Virtual, and friends that came from New Jersey, Pennsylvania. And that was last week. So this week we went. We had a little less friends, but the spirit was still there. I went, and we had friends from different tens. It's not that you have to have your whole 10 be there. I had a couple of us from our 10, a couple from Virtual. We had a friend from Mock of the men. So we gathered, we did a potluck. It's truly priceless. Like I said originally, the ego said, I got to get up, I got to drive an hour and a half. I thought of 1,000 excuses till I got there. I said to the creative, let me find parking, found parking right in front, thank God. Went in, we all did a potluck. I brought a nice salad. Friends, you could see the effort even friends bring, excuse me, with what they're bringing food wise. You could feel the spirit even just in the food. So we watched a lesson, you know, to sit next to a friend. It's so different. You know, I'm in this room here for years now after COVID, and to sit next to shoulder to a friend during a lesson is totally entirely different. It's like a mini Congress, technically. For 3-4 hours, you get such energy there. So, you know, to have the meal, do a L'chaim, have the friends speak about how important it is to be together. It's truly something that if you have the opportunity, like they're saying with this initiative, to come be with the friends, it's something that you can't get behind the screen. And, you know, like if you decide to join this initiative, which I'm sure most friends will, there's events coming up where you'll be able to say, you know what, this week I can make it, next week I can't, but you'll be able to fit your way in somehow to be part of a little mini Congress, you know. What else can I say? You know, the friends I had gone, and one of the friends that don't live too far away knew that 2 of us were coming, so she decided to come. So we inspired each other because they knew a couple of us were coming from the 10. So we do affect each other, and it was really an uplifting. I'm still flying high today. That's why I was excited. Usually I don't like to speak, but something like this, if you have the opportunity, make the effort whenever you can, and you're really going to benefit from it spiritually. And you bring this back to your 10. That's what's amazing, to inspire the 10 by what I received yesterday. So hope to see you in Brooklyn or any other place you guys can make it. All is one. And thank you for letting me speak. It was amazing gathering. We do this again next week if you want to come. And we have Unity Day coming in Brooklyn. So hopefully with this initiative, we could send out invites and you could come.
Okay,
All right.
okay, enough with the
I know
promotions.
I can't help it. I can't help it.
Listen, we see on fire here, Los Angeles, and the guys in Salt Lake City. It's beautiful nowadays. You can just take a laptop to the park, everyone bring a dish, and it's a gathering. It
Yeah, that's exactly a community gathering.
doesn't have to be much.
Carl, let's hear you.
Yeah. Uh Roberta, that was nice. I started in New York, you know, before there weren't even tens when I started. And that's the first group where I went to their physical gatherings, and man, what a powerhouse of spirituality. It was just, you know, the feeling you get is very overwhelming, and everybody's there taking care of you. So after COVID, when we first started the Arvut team, and B'nai Baruch started saying that we're going to start the physical gatherings again, right away we got together. We started group meetings with the women, and we were very excited. So right now we do meetings every third Sunday with the men and women, a unity day. We have unity day. You guys see us up on the screen. And we're doing now, we've been doing for the past year physical gatherings with our 10. And it happens to be with somebody in another 10, my son, but nonetheless, it's a physical gathering. And it's so powerful. It's during the lesson. We get together during the lesson on Thursdays. And this form that had to be filled out really helped a lot because we're growing here in Florida. We have a friend from Mac Online who's 4 hours away, and he comes to our Unity Days every third Sunday. It's amazing. Tolik, he says all I do is put on the lesson on my radio or on my phone, whatever, you know how we do it now. And he says I just go down the highway, put it on cruise control, listen to the lesson, and before you know it, I'm in the upper worlds. And it's really like that. It makes a huge difference when you're in a physical gathering. We're growing so much that we are going to be getting a center soon. We're really looking into it, and friends from all new friends, now they know that they have a place to go. It's a physical place where they can come and gather with us. It makes it more serious. It makes it a more serious group. And you have that stronger feeling of connection because you're right there helping everybody. You can't hide. You can't, it creates envy, and it really wakes us up. It wakes us up in spirituality, doing these spiritual efforts. And you really get to inspire the friends. You know, when you're physically, everybody's watching you, everybody sees you, and it's and everybody helps each other. It's not just, you know, you're required to do this. Everybody helps each other. It's a great time, and it creates more growth when you have these spiritual the physical gatherings. It creates growth in the whole community. We're able to talk about things and get things done easier, quicker, and the love spreads, the love shines when you're physical. L'chaim, guys. Thank you.
L'chaim. Thank you, Carl. Listen, guys, I just posted here in the chat the link for the registration of new registrants, those who haven't registered in the previous form. Okay?
If someone not sure if they registered or not.
Yeah, you can re-register if you want. But in any case, for those who have registered, we will be sending out an email with a very short form. Just click yes on the consent part, which makes it official that we can use your data to share it with the friends. And there are your email, your name, and your phone number there. Just fill it out. It's 2 minutes, and you're good to go. Okay. So those who have registered will be receiving an email in the coming days. And those who haven't registered at all, you can use this link. We'll be sending out in the chats as well, but you can use this one right now to register yourselves and join the communities. Now, what are we going to do once we're done with that? I want to share something with you. That's the little present that Beth and her team have prepared for us. I can do share screen, right?
Yes, go ahead. You can share.
Okay. Right. Can you see this?
Yes,
Okay,
now
good.
we can see.
I'll make it a little bigger. Okay. These are the communities that we have so far in North America. Each drop is a friend. Sometimes there are two, they're overlapping when there's more than one drop, one friend. Okay, so as you can see, we have communities, but they're way spread out in some cases. Okay, like that. These are the Carolinas that Gil was talking about. Like that's
Still far.
you guys have to work really hard in the Carolinas. But in New York, they're having a great time. Okay, in Florida, it's all wonderful. In LA, they're doing pretty well. Oh, actually, it's San Francisco more than no. Yeah, LA is doing all right. San Francisco. But I'm sure that once you guys all register,
We have many more.
we'll have more friends and the communities will grow. And like, for example, this area over here, the Northwest, that's a region. That's not a locality, obviously, right? From Seattle to, what is it? Featherhead Reservation. Not even sure what it is.
You need to not do it.
Also-
Post Montana, but you need to close it. We don't have that consent yet. That's what you're not supposed to reveal yet.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay.
Forget I ever did this. But anyways, so that's like a 10-hour drive, I would assume. That's a region. That's not something you can do every week or every 2 weeks or once a month. Okay. But maybe once in a quarter you can do it, or maybe we'll discover that there are more friends. You might also be able to make sub-communities within regions. For example, if we find that we have 4 friends in Seattle instead of just 1, they'll be able to form their own community and invite all the other friends from their region for bigger gatherings once a quarter. Another grouping of this is by regions. So here we have more friends, but spread out on larger areas. For example, here the Carolinas are included in Florida, and also Louisiana, etc. The final map will probably be something like a hybrid map of localities and regions, because some places will not have enough to create a locality and others will. So where it's possible, we'll create regions. Where it's possible, we'll create localities, local communities. Is that it? Or moving on to questions?
Maybe we'll move on to questions. The idea, friends, is really to, as much as possible, to connect with friends around you. So we can belong to sub-communities, right? We have a more regional thing and a more local connection, local community that we're meeting more often, and with the regional more greater area less frequently. But the idea is that we try and accommodate, at least from our end, for friends to meet other students, other BB students. And the beauty is we have different platforms, languages, and all that. And here it's above all that. And another important point that Roberta mentioned is that it doesn't matter what 10 I'm in. Okay, we continue to work in our 10. This is the basis of our work. But when I go to such a local meeting, I bring the strength from my 10. And when I get charged there, I bring this charge back to my 10. So it's not contradicting. On the contrary, it's enriching, really. And this is how we need to look at it.
Okay,
So
we have-
let's take questions.
Yeah, we have questions. We have a
okay.
question.
I have a question. Is there some place we can go to view these maps so that we can get a good look at them?
Once we get all the details, all the friends register, we will create the local groups, okay? And we will create like a local WhatsApp group, including the people from that area. And from there on, we will be in contact with them, but it's really up to them to develop the area, okay? We will guide them, we'll give them the tools, maybe recommendation for activities in the gatherings, etc., guidelines for the chat, all of those things, more administrative level. And then it's up to you to do it. We will have a general map, obviously without the names, so everyone would be able to look at, but without the particular names and details of each member. But yes, you'll have to share with the people in your area. So we will have a general map also.
You also asked, was it you? Yes. Mary, you also asked, does this mean that the virtual tens already formed will no longer work together? What do you mean? No, of course there are virtual tens. It's unrelated to the tens, completely unrelated. Okay? These are physical gatherings because the virtual tens are virtual tens and they're spread out. They will you guys will continue to work in tens, in virtual tens, if you are part of one.
Or even physical tens.
Or physical tens, it doesn't matter, yes. But the locality is with people who live nearby.
And also men and women, everyone that is around.
Yeah, yeah.
The tens, you only women 10 or more
Okay.
questions?
Yeah, here
please?
we have from Gary.
Mhm.
And everyone should encourage the 10 to register. Yes, absolutely. Okay, Mario. How does one reach out to friends in the same area? So as Gil said, you'll be getting your list and your WhatsApp group, and you'll know exactly who are in your area and who is the coordinator. And you guys will take it from there. You'll set up a Zoom meeting where you kind of have like a kickoff of the community, like a kickoff event, where you get together and inspire each other and decide on a date for the first physical meeting, and you'll just go from there. From Judy. No, there are more.
Guys, feel free to open the mic and ask also.
Yeah. Okay, until then, our CABU students being included
Absolutely.
in our gatherings. Absolutely. We also asked specifically Zor to share it with CABU students. He said he will share it with with graduate students.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also share it with there's a WhatsApp group of Mac students in all of America. So we share it there also so they can participate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a community that is to incorporate everyone. Judy, I think it's the same question, the same answer. Yeah. Okay. Guys, you wanna ask live questions? It's an open
We
mic.
have a question from LA.
Yeah, go ahead, Lee.
Hey guys, so we've gathered, we're always gathering, and thank you for making this really important. We actually gathered also on Friday night, and every Wednesday for Rav night. Used to be Rabash night, but now it's Rav night. The question is, we have a Congress coming up in October, and we're taking the lead here to prepare our region to get to invite friends and gather. Is that the right move? Will it be another TENS focused kind of Congress, or would it be okay to get San Francisco, Salt Lake City, outside the little bubble, invite everyone in that West Coast area?
Yeah, well, that's exactly
push?
what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the communities ready before the Congress, because the Congress will focus on local communities. In other words, San Francisco should have their own Congress. You guys should have your own Congress. Okay? And that's how it should work. Because the idea is that following the Congress, you guys are already doing it, but where they're not doing it, they will continue to meet on regular basis, and the Congress is just a way to kickstart it.
You will, I must say, you will hear probably in our rhetorics, BB expressions towards the Congress, as if all the work in the regions is geared towards the Congress. But as Chaim mentioned, we are talking before the Congress and after the Congress. That community should continue. So as much as the Congress is a good focal point or point to aim for in our organizing our area, but it's what we're talking here is way beyond the Congress. It's something to continue on a regular basis.
Yeah, follow up just on that exactly. So what we've determined here a long time, thank God to Rob, after every Congress, we prepare for the next Congress. There's no in between. So we just, 3 times a year, we're gonna have a Congress, right? So we're always in preparation for Congress. We're always going to be in this mode here in Los Angeles.
Great.
Yeah,
Chaim.
but as you heard Carl, for example, it's a good example. They set up to do every third Sunday of the month. So in the gathering, they can talk about how will they run the Congress, because the Congress it's 3 days, etc. But we are recommending to meet, especially in a more closer proximity like LA, on a more regular basis. Like you said, you can meet once a week. And also within an area, it could be that maybe all the men in LA are meeting every Thursday night to watch the lesson, or Wednesday Rav's night. But then the greater LA community meet once a month with the men and women and the kids and families and everything, doing some picnic or something on the greater community. This is what we've heard before, that you could have a bit of a sub community or sub activity within the community.
More questions?
Yeah, on the regional map, I noticed like for central US, like Chicago all the way down to Ohio, St. Louis. Will there be like a central meeting point for, or will it be like, hey, everybody come to Chicago, hey, everybody come to St. Louis, or will it be central? Because that's huge drive from the other end of Ohio, whereas Pittsburgh is just like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, look, guys, every community will be very different, will be unique in its structure, in the number of people who are there, even in the geographical conditions. You know, do you have to cross, for example, the Cascades in order to get from one city to another?
It's a bit longer than.
So we really can't, you know, there's no one solution fits all here. That's why you guys will become a community, and as a community, you will need to decide what to do. Maybe it doesn't have to be just in one place. Maybe you can have it closer to this place one time, closer to that place another time. Or maybe you'll find a sweet spot that's good for everyone. You need to work it out as a community, because the conditions will be very different for each community.
There was another question there.
Can I add to that question? Also, the way that the regions are defined, that was like first draft of this, just trying to include people, places. So maybe we will find out when we have everybody, you know, we know all the people, everybody, even if you're in an existing group or you're not a physical group, fill out the form, and then we'll revisit those boundary lines, you know, and maybe you will tell us, you know, hey, I need to go, you know, when you find out where the maybe the Philadelphia people are going all the way to New York. So maybe you tell us which, you know, region better suits your driving, your, you know, so you will let us know. And those boundaries, this is a draft, so don't feel it's rigid, and let us know.
Yeah, like we said, this is not the final map. We're still waiting for everyone to register, and that's why we resent the link, and it'll be resent through the chat. Please use it. Fill out the form. We'll create the final map, and then we'll know exactly what the regions and the localities are.
Yeah, and make sure the friends from your 10 have filled up the form so they participate and don't miss out. We have a very good question here about can remote people come to the local Congress, for example, in LA or San Francisco, etc.? Definitely. Just yesterday, I saw in the meeting in Buenos Aires, there was a lady from the Andes. You know, it's a few thousand kilometers away she lives, at least 1,000 kilometers away from Buenos Aires. And she happened to come to Buenos Aires, and she was able to meet with the local group. So what it tells us is that the regularity of the meeting is very important, because let's say Pam is in Pittsburgh, but she has her auntie in St. Louis, and she knows the St. Louis group meet every 3 weeks. So she will coordinate her trip to her auntie exactly when the St. Louis group meeting, and she can visit them. But this is why it's important to have regular times for meetings, then people can sync with us, and people who live in a more isolated place and they happen to come, they can choose the dates according to our gathering as well, and then benefit from being with us.
Also, regarding the Congress, you're asking here, can remote people come to their local Congress, for example, in LA or San Francisco? Meaning what? You don't live in Los Angeles or San Francisco, I'm assuming, but you want to be there at the Congress. It's fine, but if you have already a community, it's better to make your own community stronger rather than to go to another community to make that stronger, because you will not strengthen your social ties with the community in your area where you can meet with them regularly. Okay, so it's better if you prepare a Congress in your own area. That said, if you are alone in your area, there really aren't enough people.
Just bears around.
Just bears around, yes, and you can barely find anyone around you. So instead of hanging out with the bears, you go out and hang out with the friends in LA, for example, okay, for the Congress, because the Congress is a Congress. It will not lead to creating a community in your area, but there's no chance of creating a community in your area anyway. So it's better to go where there are people.
I have a
More
question
questions?
about the
Yeah, Mary, go
Congress
ahead.
and smaller communities. So say, for example, in a community, there's maybe 2 men, 3 women. And those 5 friends are getting together for the Congress. What would you recommend for workshops and because it's unusual to have just a few friends in a Congress, or would you encourage traveling if it's a very small community? Because that could be the case, I think, across the US.
Definitely, if there's a small community, on a regular basis, you may meet with a smaller community, like you mentioned. And towards the Congress, you may decide, all of you, that you have traveling to a nearer town, to, I don't know, to Toronto, wherever is the bigger hub, and you join them. And this is what you do usually in big congresses. You go travel a bit further. But on an everyday basis, on a regular basis, you're working with your local community that you can meet every fortnight, let's say, or something like that. So one doesn't contradict the other.
Actually, come to think of it, if you guys are a community close, that's pretty close by, but there's only 5 of you, maybe you can decide as a community to go to a local Congress. For example, you are in upstate New York, and if you have a community there of maybe 5 people, maybe all of you guys can drive to New York, just for example, and you use the Congress to get stronger together, and then you continue those meetings locally in upstate New York afterwards. Could be. There are all kinds of variations here. There's no one formula that works for everyone. We'll need to develop it, and each community will need to develop its own, what's right for you guys.
So Terence, question?
Mm-hmm. Tyrants?
No, sorry, Maxi. Yeah,
if the 10 is dispersed across the map, it's not a 10's
Congress. It's not a community, it's a 10, okay? A
Okay.
question about the 10,
What
yes.
plan should we make for the Congress? Okay, I can stop right there. The plans you should make for the Congress is that each one in the 10 goes to his own community. Okay? In your own area on the map, you disperse the 10 for that Congress. After you get a lot of strength from all the friends in your local community, in your local Congress, and you bring it all back to the 10 after the Congress. Okay?
Here's Terrence's question.
Tyrants. In addition, working locally to build our communities and getting our region ready for Congress, is there a way we can be involved with the overall brainstorming of how to ignite the NA CLE?
Actually, by working locally and then coming here and sharing the work, we will ignite the NA CLE. And I see it's happening across the world, in other parts of the CLE. The fact that they start pulsing and having more local activity and connections, that that איך אומרים? מזין. Nourishes everyone. Because if you coming here on Sunday and you share what your community is doing, just like Carl shared and Roberta, and you inspire everyone else and they start doing it, then the whole Kli will wake up. Moreover, we see that we're in sync with what's happening all over the world, that many groups like that are formed and are working. So it will ignite not just North America, but the whole world Kli.
And once you guys have a community, Tyrants, you guys will need all the strength you can get to inspire each other and encourage each other to make something vibrant out of it. See what I'm saying? So there will be a lot of room for inspiration, for igniting the friends. And if you have more energy beyond that, contact us. And don't worry, we'll put it to good use. All right, thank you.
Okay, Chaim, just to let you know, we have 3 minutes to the 11:30 deadline, although we don't have more activities in their system.
We
so
were
can
planning on
extend.
having another
to you.
item, but this one is stretching out and it's important. It's our future. So we will be focusing on this item alone in this meeting.
Maybe if I want it. Is there
You
more questions, friends?
can see everyone. Yeah, there are more questions.
The chat.
Da.
The BI.
Yeah, Roberta. Will there be a BB North America event calendar that communities can upload different events
Yes,
so friends can maybe visit?
yes. We'll do.
I'm not sure.
Like he was saying that somebody was maybe going down to Florida
Yeah,
and
yeah,
have
we
a
will create that.
vacation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we will create that.
nice.
We started doing it in Spanish and it works the magic. It's really nice because you also see what others are doing. And we have like a chat for all the coordinators of all the regions, and they sharing what they did and photos, and it's really inspiring. And also we build like that a calendar of gatherings. It's really good.
And you guys also can create like sister communities, where you guys help each other. The more established communities can help the newer communities, the new kids in town. Do friends think Northwest should be one community cross borders? Cross borders? What, state borders?
Canada and the US.
Oh,
We did make it across that way.
Depends
for
if
the-
you pay your
Yeah.
taxes. Sorry.
Is it a big deal to cross the border?
There's going to be tariffs.
It's
Sarah,
little bit
make it
problem
better.
right now for
That's
Canadians.
only if you're trading. But if you're just visiting,
For a Canadian, probably we will pay some tax in the future. They're working now on this law, but it's like, I believe it's not a big money. Before, like we cross the border, when we were coming to the Congress, it wasn't issue at all.
I think if you'll be geographically close and it's more convenient, definitely you should aim for it. Unless there are some restrictions, like Arina said, there may be some limitations. But if now everything permits that, then why not? Speak the same language.
in general, Toronto is definitely a community in and of itself. Montreal is almost a community in and of itself. Vancouver, I don't know, they need some help. But the friends in the Northeast US, they could use more friends. So you guys need to see. You guys need to see. You'll see the maps and you'll be able to decide for yourselves.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to say one thing. Right now we have 175 people that have signed up, and we could definitely use more. I know there's a lot of people out there that haven't signed up that just because they didn't know about it. So really encourage people in your 10, reach out and get people to sign up, and we'll be able to make the regions more compact, the communities more compact.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Gary. That's exactly why we're resending it. More? You guys?
Yeah, Julia had him.
Yeah, Julia.
Um, we're running a program for early CABU students who are just in their first like few months of the studies. So they're not officially part of Bnei Baruch. They're just getting started, and like sometimes they, well, you know the how it goes. And pretty often we get questions that they want to connect with people studying Kabbalah in their local towns or areas. Is this tool an option for them, or is it strictly for people who are within our framework already? Is there any way we can put them in touch with the local communities in some other way?
Officially, the Congress is for graduates.
I mean, not necessarily a Congress. They're just interested to connect with their local communities. They don't know about Congresses yet. They're just getting started.
You're asking in general, not specifically for Congress.
I think any CABU students best through CABU management to discuss that, and then for them to decide who should be participating in that and who's not.
We don't rule it out. We don't object to anything of that kind, but it needs to be decided by the CABU management. If they approve, we're all for it. But they know the students, and they should be the ones to decide.
Yeah, the CABU students wait for a certain number of weeks of study before they even enter young groups among themselves that are like guided groups with CABU staff. So definitely maybe not. I don't know. Ask Zohar for sure. Or ask Michelle for sure.
I wouldn't rule it out, just like that, absolutely, because maybe it's just a gathering where people get together for coffee and for drinking, for reading something, and just something very relaxed and not very formal, like a friends gathering. Maybe that setting can work for them as well, but I don't know. Like I said, it needs to go through the management. They know the students. They should decide if they think that this and that student is okay for that. Why not?
Yeah. CABU management. More friends?
Okay.
There's one
So
more
Nika
question about
has
Nika.
yeah. Can I answer her question? Because I think that she's wondering if the information is going to be shared, which is, again, it's your name and your email address and your phone number. That's what we're asking consent to be shared. And the wording of the consent form is that it can be shared with others that have also filled out the form, others who are wanting to participate in local communities. So the local communities would be anybody who's filled out that form.
Yeah, it's important to note that we need your consent to share the information, but it's just for the people who are in your area that you would be working with regardless, which is the purpose of this whole project for which we are enrolling. So it's not like we're going to share it with all of North America. It's just with the local group that you will belong to. Yeah, in no case we will have this information running to all of North America. We will manage it, the team will manage it, and create the groups and connect between the people in that locality. Okay, and in that case, yes, it will be shared with these people. Okay. More?
Will Beth's team set up the WhatsApp terminal? What's terminal CG or the regions?
It's
Beth, do you
being
understand this?
worked on. It will be done in some official way, and we are, yeah, I know chat group. So that's in the plan. I'm not sure exactly who's doing it, but we're planning that it will be done probably by whomever is designated as the local coordinator for the area, for the local community.
Yeah.
All right, guys, listen, if you have more questions, please send them to the Arvut team. You know the email? Can you guys send the email here? Just a reminder. So that everyone who has a question, thank you, can send it to us and we will answer and wish us luck. Wish Beth luck and her team. And we're hoping to finalize it really soon. Okay, so we will be sending out these forms in the chats. Speak to your friends in your tens who weren't here today. Tell them what it's about. You know, get them excited, ignite them, as Tyran said, and get them all to register. And we will have many friends in our local communities, and we're gonna be a very happy North America.
Hi, friends.
L'chaim.
Lahaim. Okay, thank you, Gil. Thank you, Haim. Friends, as we bring our Sunday gathering as one to a close, let us once again express our gratitude. We thank the Creator for the blessings that brought us together, for the guidance we have just received. We know gratitude plays a powerful role in strengthening our connection. We also extend our thanks to each of each of one of the friends who came. 115 friends at some point. That's powerful. We want to give special appreciation to the Arvut team, to Gil, to Haim for their leadership and inspiration, and to the grouping campaign team, Roberta, Carl, Beth, and all the people working on this for your dedication, creativity. Your collective efforts will make this community vibrant and strong. As we go to our week, friends, may the warmth of this meeting stay with you, and may your spirits remain high. Let us carry this connection into our everyday lives during the week. We look forward to coming together again soon, next week. Until then, stay safe, stay connected, and know that we are always together. L'chaim, friends. Robert, go ahead with our closing song. L'chaim, friends. Have a nice week. Thank you.
L'chaim.
I'm
Hi, everybody.
Thank you all.